Let's try this again. Usually takes 3 times for me to get any videos made now. So, but anyway, I haven't done monsters musings in a while, and there's a few I wanted to go over. We had an encounter that had trolls, giant 2-headed troll, and Ettins, whatever. And I'd like to go over all 3, but I'm only going to do Ettins right now. And they're a heavy bad. Now, they're usually not the main protagonist, because you can't really call them the brains of the operation, right? Even though they got 2 of them, they're not. They're usually extra bodies, or a solitary, or a little small group of thugs working for something else. And I think their number appearing like D4. 4 Ettinses. A rough encounter, because they're 10 hit die. And I think they're 10 hit die in every iteration of them. I think they've always been beefy. And they've tied them to orcs somehow. So I always just kind of chalk them up as some hybrid created by some crazy wizard in the past. Or how to beef up my orcs, and he got an Ettin. So he got a big giantish 2-headed monstrosity that resembled a half-orcish version of a giant with 2 dim-witted heads, which is good for shock troops. Now, I never did like the variable damage for each arm. Thought that was kind of weird, but I mean, you're making stuff weird to begin with anyway, right? That's the whole point. We cheese it up to make it a little bizarre for our games. I tend to use them as comedic relief. Like, they tend to be super dim-witted. Like, I play up my ogres sometimes. I even I did run an intelligent race of ogres at once, but for the most part, they are dim-witted, thuggish brutes. But that they excel at that, because they get 2 attacks around, and they can deal out some damage. And in Old School Essentials, and I believe I need to start doubling checking stuff against Dragon Slayer stats, because I'm wanting to run Dragon Slayer here shortly, although I'm doing 2 Old School Essentials games. That 2d8 swings, my group of dwarves ran up against one. It was the first true giantish type opponent, and those 2 2-16 swings could have easily killed any one of the party with 2 successful hits. And because their THAC0 was so low, they could have easily killed anyone at any time. But luckily, they took a blow here, took a blow there, and they worked at separating the attacks of the Ettins. I also use a mechanic for all shields to be splintered. So most fighters have a save option. They're like, oh, I'll just shatter my shield. And I do it for attack routines. So if they got 2 attacks, that's both attacks. So they were really kind of enjoying that fight. So, Ettins, do you use them? And if you do you use them differently? Or you just use them for like a thuggish fight? Something that lives with hill giants, something that lives with trolls. I had it as being the extra muscle for a giant 2-headed troll who was, ironically, the brains of the operation. The smartest thing in the party was a 2-headed troll. So we were thinking I might be using them more. They're like an Underdark Predator, Apex Predator for the larger passages. So there's lots of places they can't go. So, you know, some of the weaker races simply just go down small corridors. This is a 3-foot wide passage. Time to dish the Ettin. We go down this. We go down the hole. You can't fit. I can't fit. My party was surprised. They thought they were trying to surprise a group of people, and they found out that it was just 2 2-headed creatures arguing with each other. So they thought they were expecting a large group of orcs or trolls, and it was something else. So they lost surprise. And not so much hilarity ensued as when the acolytes got their heads smashed in. But I think they're a good ad. Play them up. You can even throw them in with orcs, and that's instead of an ogre, it's an Ettin. People will definitely freak out. But with things like Death Fist orcs and orcs who travel deeper in the dark, big creatures like that would be the natural replacement for that occasional ogre you find with them. So you got numbers plus a heavy hitter that just weighs in. Maybe I'll do a whole tribe of 2-headed orcs with Ettins. Nay! Their leader's the guy with one head because he's the brains. All right, thought that out there. Ettin's classic monster, heavy hitter. Mix things up, guys.